What is up? We are live, and the loop kit, the free sample pack, has been released from the Beat Gang. So if you want that loop pack, you click below and you grab that loop pack. It's got a bunch of loops in it, kicks, snares, hi-hats, percussion, really dope. And I'm going to show you a beat that was cooked up using the pack, but it's totally free. So click below if you don't have it already and grab it. I'm going to show you a beat made up, and then if you want to stick around, I'm going to show you a mix and master of the beat. I got about an hour, so I'm going to blast through this. So here it is. So basically, this is the session. This is a beat that was cooked up from Just Beats on the team here at Beat Gang. And all these sounds came in this pack, this free pack that you can grab below. I'm going to show you kind of play this beat, and then I'm going to mix and master it. I'm going to show you guys how do I route stuff, how do I get a master bus going, how do I, get these drums hitting and everything. So here it is. Yo, trippy stuff, right? So this is all made using the kit that you can get below. Just click the link, it's all yours. All right, now I'm going to get into mixing and mastering this thing. There's not very many parts to this. You can see just drums, 808, and then this loop. And literally you can make tracks like this using these kits that we've made. We got 3 kits now available, so I'm super hyped to get you guys into these kits, let you mess around, make some new modern sounds, because this is all like cutting edge modern stuff. We're producing this right out of Hollywood, working with some really big names. So yeah, this is all the stuff that we use. So I just wanted to get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do with my session, and what I always do, and usually I have this already set up, but I figured this would be something that would be useful for you guys to see if you want to see routing and all that, is I start to route everything. Like I want my 808 to go through a bus, I want my drums to go through a different bus, and I want the sample to go through a different bus. Now if you had keyboards, if you had live bass, if you had synths, things like that, they would all go through a certain bus, like an instrument bus. So I'm just gonna set these up real quick, and I'm gonna kind of show you this stuff, and hopefully this is useful for you, because I want to be able to control everything kind of individually. Now, typically you don't really need to have like everything going through separate buses when you only have this many tracks, but I do want my drums to go through their own bus. If I had vocals, I'd have all the vocals going through their own bus before they hit the master bus, etc. What's up, KC? How you doing, bro? So yeah, I'm gonna just show you exactly how I set up my buses, and we're just gonna kind of get into that stuff, the nitty-gritty kind of, it's kind of boring stuff, but it's also very useful if you're mixing and mastering yourself at home, and you just don't really like have your head around this stuff, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is hit X. I'm going to go to my mixer window, right? And you can see all my stuff here. These are my drums going up to my kick, and then I have the sample and I have the 808. It's very, very basic. Again, I'm going to just play a little bit of this beat for you, but very powerful. It just needs a good rapper, good hook on it, you're good. So yeah, it's kind of a trippy beat. I love that. So like what I get from it right away as a mixer, I get like, yo, trippy, spaced out. Like there's all these sounds within that little sample loop that's just so dope. Like can be really brought out, can be like pulled into a third dimension, give textures and stuff. What's up, Grace? How you doing, bro? Seed Squatch in the house, KC cousin. Thanks guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions as I go through this, just hit it on the comment and I'm gonna try and answer those. So I got about an hour. I'm going to fly through this stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit X again. I'm going to go to my mixer. I'm going to take all my drums, right? My hi-hats, all the way up to my kick. And I'm going to go to here where it says stereo out. That's the output. And I'm going to bust those to 1. Okay? Now this is aux 1. It's going to automatically make an aux. I'm going to call it drums mix. Okay? And then I'm also going to take my 808 out its own aux here. Okay, and you don't really need to do this because we have so little tracks, but I'm just going to do it anyway so you guys can understand what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to say 808 bus. Okay, and then here is just the sample. Same thing, I'm going to go to bus 3 here. I'm going to go to sample bus. So aux 3, I'm going to say sample bus. And this is really for stemming measures, but it's also so that I can kind of like, I can do inserts on the tracks, and then I can also do inserts and I can send from the actual group buses. It doesn't make too much sense to do an 808 and a sample bus considering they're just one thing, but I want you to get the principle here more than anything, right? So that's the principle there. I got all those routed. Now with these buses, I'm going to grab all 3 of these, go to where the output is, and I'm going to send those to bus 4. Now why? Because bus 4 is going to be my master aux. The only reason I do a master aux is because usually I might have like a beat reference or a track reference that an artist is trying to match, right? So the master aux is where I'm going to put my master bus compression and all that stuff. Now, just to be timely with this, I'm going to go to my master stereo out here. I'm going to go to my settings, and I have some channel strips that I really like to use. And if you picked up the channel strips that we offer, you'll have some of these channel strips, which is amazing. And if you want more of these channel strips, hit me up. Show me that you paid for the channel strips, the master pack, and I'm going to send you my additional master buses and stuff. So here's UMG master 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a trap master. I'm going to use the UMG master just because I know what this is. It was for a track I did with UMG, Universal Music Group, and that's coming out soon, so look out for that. I'll keep you updated. Click on that. I'm going to open up all my plugins that I love on my master bus, and I'm going to run you guys through exactly what these are. If you're liking this, give me some love, give me some thumbs up, show some hearts. I don't know. If you don't like this, tell me to go F myself. I don't know. All right, so first thing is I got a FG mu, which is a variable mu compressor. It's the manly vari mu. So here, the settings here, I'm going to tweak, but I'm going to have 0 input on here, -2 on the threshold, very, very light compression. If anything, it's just gluing. High pass frequency I have at 95. On this track, I think that's probably a good place to put it. I might even bring it up to about 100. And that's basically just letting the high stuff through. So it's just compressing the high stuff, and it's letting the low end just pass right through. It's not even compressing that. So it's still going through the input. It's going through the tubes, so it's giving me some color, but it's not compressing it. So thank you, Seed Squash. Do I have those loaded already? Yes, sir, you do. And if you don't, then you can get them from our website. We offer all the plugins, presets for, I think it's like $10, you know, and I give you all my Logic Pro preset channel strips and Pro Tools ones as well. Master Pack's $47. It also includes a consultation call with me directly to talk about your music. It's literally for 20 minutes. I've helped a lot of people with it. I think it's a good deal. Comes with like 200 plus presets for Logic Pro and for Pro Tools. So just to speed up your workflow, like you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to break this down. So this is all set up. This is just going to glue everything. It's going to start to glue the track together. Second thing I have is the BX Digital V3. This is in MS mode. So this is my middle and this is my sides, okay? Now I'm EQing these different. You can see I got 50 Hertz at about a dB. I'm going to take that down for now because I really don't know. And then 143, I'm dipping at 100 at about a dB. I'm going to bring that up. And, you know, I'm going to bring that up again as well. So these are all just like my right away open up sort of thing. This stereo width is magic. You guys are going to see how much this does as I run you through this. It's unbelievable. I have this at 120%. If you go much over that, that's when you're really going to start to get phasey weirdness, and I don't recommend it. I have been mastering records for over 10 years. I've been mixing for well over 15. So, and I have a degree in sound, you know. So I know the science and the art behind this, and I love it. It's my life. It's my livelihood. It's how I make my living. So please trust me on that. Don't go over 120% on that. And I'll show you how we get stereo width and dimension in a master through this right here. So this glue high pass is kind of a good preset, but then I've tweaked this on my actual channel strips. It's a starting point for me. Again, we have a high pass frequency knob here, so you can let the low end through if you want. On this, I let it all get compressed, and then you can see here I have the mix at 58%. So this is kind of like a parallel compression on the master bus, which is going to add volume, but it's also going to add kind of like some punch and push the mids forward, which is awesome. It just gives you more level, you know. And then my attack, I like it pretty slow on this. I would probably keep it at about 3.5. These are already pretty fast. It's based off of the Focusrite Red compressor. Then my makeup gain is at 0, my drive at 6, high pass frequency is at 0, and my mix at 58. So, and you can see this is just going to be barely maybe a dB or so of compression. Now, fourth in the chain, and super important for getting not only width in the master and the mix, but also getting depth, because it adds harmonic distortion, or saturation is what I like to call it. I call it beautiful color, texture, dimension, right? Because you're basically harmonically saturating the reverb tails, the delays, you know, all these things. You're bringing up low level information, and it's just making it beautiful. Johnny Gillespie in the house. Everyone say what's up to Johnny Gillespie. So Vertigo VSM3, this is a $7,500. Please understand that $7,500 hardware unit that you can get in a plug-in form for about $300. Sometimes it goes on sale. You can get it through Plugin Alliance, or you can get it for the UAD, which I have both because I love it so much. So second order harmonic FET crusher. This is on the low end. So you see here it's on low. I'm driving it a little bit, and we will start to shape. Shape is basically bringing down the top end. Okay, so you have like the best way I could put it is this. Okay, it's making mouth noises over here. Yeah, real science right there. So you're basically filtering after the distortion. Same thing here. This is on the sides. Now understand, this is in mono, this is in mid. See the M, and then this is on the sides only. So I'm just doing the sides with this, and this is on mid-high. Okay, so it's a mid-high band. If I go to high, it goes like that. If I go to mid, it goes like that. If I go to low, it goes like that. You guys understand that? It's a filter. It's a filtered distortion, which is amazing. And this is all blended in. It's saturation. It's going to be beautiful. You guys are going to love this shit. And it's pretty impressive, like, even when I turn on my master bus and I just throw some stems through it, how crazy it is. So, then we got the Oxford Lemma inflator. Okay, so the inflator is fucking awesome. This is just going to give me more volume, but this effect knob, think of it like this. Push the highs and mids up, right, on the effects. This is pushing the effect, so I don't do it too much, but it will bring you level. But it starts to get harsh if you're not careful. Curve is basically bringing up the low end and sub-harmonic frequencies and warmth. Okay, so for trap, I like it pretty high because it's like beefy. And if you hover over it, it tells you exactly what it is if you want the scientific definition. Mo House. So yeah, man, Mo, I did this because of Mo, just so you guys know. Mo, you know, that's why we go. We're going to hit the flow. You get it? We're gassing up. Because he was asking about a Logic tutorial on busing and routing before he's mixing. So Mo, if you go back on this, I'm going to leave this up for you so you can go back and see how I route things and buses. Okay, so this is the master bus that I'm going through now. After the Oxford inflator, I'm going to give you guys some secret gas here. Okay, Gullfoss intelligent EQ AI look ahead crazy shit, right? And I'll show you how this works, but right now you can see, like, you can't just like grab this and do anything with it. You got to recover, tame, bias, brighten, and a boost, and I will go through that as we listen to the track. And then I have Ozone 8 on here. I like Ozone 8 better than I like Ozone 9. Just sounds better to me. It pushes the mids better. It sounds great. It gets nice level. You got it, Mo. All for you, bro. I'm going to say, I don't know, update or quit unexpectedly. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty important to level. I usually use it for the maximizer, use it for the EQ, and the dynamic EQ. These are the three things I use. I do not usually use the dynamics there. All right, so I'm just going to, for now, turn that off. right? Because we're not going to actually do anything with that until we get a good sound here. Now, the first thing I do is I go on the beat and I just let this play in like the loudest spot. And I just want to get like a good level hitting my master bus and get my levels right before I start doing anything else, right? I'm not going to be limiting or mastering. Just remember I'm mixing into my master bus. Okay, so a good thing to do is take your master augs, right click it and say create track. Now, if I hit X again and get out of the mixer window and I get back to the arrange window, I have my master augs here. Very quickly I can jump to it, right? So here we go. So this is how I set up my tracks. I got my hi-hats on top, open hats. Usually I'll put the open hats above the hi-hats. And I kind of think in like a drum kit, you know, drum, like kick, snare, perk, hats, open hats, cymbals, right? That's usually how I think. And then the sample's there in the middle. 808's usually the bottom. Sometimes I'll put the 808 like right under the kick. Doesn't matter. You guys organize your stuff however you want. Master augs I usually put at the top because that's where I know. That's where the master augs goes. That's the king. That's where everything's ending up, okay? So now I'm just going to play the track and I'm going to start to get levels. You guys just pay attention. I have to mute the microphone so you don't hear my microphone bleed and my fan noise coming off my laptop. And you can hear the full track and everything I'm doing. And just notice what I'm tweaking. I'm really paying attention to gain staging, okay? So here it comes. So now you can see I've got levels and stuff. What's up, Just Beats in the house? Dude that made the beat right here, Justin Garner. Hit him up, follow him. And you can get this kit for free. Like literally all the sounds to make this kit, like the drums, everything, free sample pack. If you want to upgrade, we got 3 packs. You can grab them all for 19 bucks. So you guys, so if you're paying attention to what I'm doing here, I'm just paying attention to gain staging and how things are coming together at the master, okay? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to let Ozone be intelligent and do what it does the best, right? Is I want it to just like see what it's seeing before it hits a limiter, and I want it to just level it out, and then I'm going to kind of tweak it, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to mix into all this stuff, okay? So I know this is like a backwards process for a lot of people. They're like, dude, what are you doing? Why aren't you like cleaning up the kick mud? That's just not how I mix. That's not how modern mixes are done anymore. Like, I set up a master bus that I'm going to mix into, because you got to get the levels, you got to get the dimension, the space, the width, all that stuff. You got to get it right. And when you're mixing into it, you know exactly what it's doing, you know, and you can kind of tweak as you go and go back and forth. Plus, I got an hour. I got to mix this thing quick, right? So you got to mix quick. This is how you mix quick. You guys got any questions? If you're liking this, show some love, drop some comments, tell me how awesome the beat is. Tag up Just Beats, go get the kits, you know, whatever, man. All right, so I'm gonna mute the microphone again, and I'm gonna let Ozone 8 do its thing and just kind of like let it AI its thing, and then I'm gonna show you what I think and tweak some things. Wow, that shit just crashed my Logic. Thank you, Logic. No, I think it was the Isotope. Isotope was going crazy on this. Sometimes Ozone 8 does not like doing doesn't like doing this stuff. I think because I upgraded to Catalina. So that's something to pay attention to, right? So on this, I'm actually gonna jump into Ozone 9 just because I know that it's gonna be Ozone here. So I'm gonna go jump into the newer one, Isotope Ozone 9. Plus the beat's just so dope. Like, you know, Just Beats, you made some crazy shit. Computer couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Just lost its cool. Dope beat. Yeah, Just Beats in the house. All the samples used in this beat you can grab in the link. You know, it's all in the description here. So next thing I'm doing right here, I'm gonna be going back to this and doing exactly what I was just showing you guys I was doing before the whole thing crashed on me. And also, I'm going to save, even though I get lazy and, you know, because Apple does its autosave thing. I'm going to save this, and I'm just going to call it, you know, Beat Gang Pack. Beat Gang Pack. So if you guys picked up this pack, you got all these sounds. You can go and make whatever beat. You can cut this up, make it, flip it, you know, flip the samples, whatever you want to do. All the drums are included, 808s, everything. So now Ozone 9, I'm going to let it just kind of do its thing again. And muting the microphone so you guys don't hear this crazy fan noise. My computer's cooking. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to go look at what Ozone's trying to make up for in my lack of mix that I've done so far, right? So I'm going to go to these little EQ curves, and I'm going to go, nah, dude, you went and got freaking high and went crazy, you know, like Yeah, you need to quit tripping out. I don't want any of this, you know? Like, chill out, dude. All right, so turn off the EQ stuff that it did. I don't want any of that stuff. Dynamic EQ. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, okay, that's 222. Pretty typical that it's trying to make up for that. I'm going to make up for that by actually going to the kick and working on that. 333 as well. Whatever, I'm going to bring that up a little bit. I like that it's doing this. This is cool. Like dip out a little 8K. It's kind of rough up there. I'm also going to like let that happen. That's cool. Maximizer, I'm not going to let the threshold go as much. I'm going to go up to like 4 or so. Leave this on modern. I really like this IRC curve. The character doesn't need to be so fast. I think, you know, give it a little more vibe. I would go up to like 95 on the attack. And the reason is because this is kind of like a trippy record, you know. And I'm going to make the kick like, and I'm going to make the drums smack. You know what I'm saying? So, here it is. I'm going to play it just where it's at. I'm going to mute my microphone. All right, so you can hear it sounding pretty good already. You guys are like, yo, why would you mix it, right? Like, fuck it, it's done. Nah, man, no way. So first things first, like I'm gonna go to this kick. A lot of people like to solo things out. I do not solo when I work. Sometimes I solo if I think there's a problem because you're making a mix, right? So sometimes I'll mute things, yes, like I'll mute the 808 right now, and I'm gonna mute the sample, and I'm just gonna go on the drums. Wait, you're not hearing volume? Hold on. Thanks for letting me know, man. I figured people just like sit here and not even listen to it, right? All right, here it is. All right, first things first. As you know, I always mix backwards, right? Good looking, KC Cousin. Hey, guys, we're also offering for you guys to be in the beat gang, like straight up, like pitch to artists that we pitch to, sync licensing opportunities, etc. So if you don't get through that whole page and get that offer, you might be missing out. You get a free t-shirt with it. You get 50% off all of our new kits that come out. It's a fucking deal, and it's like unbelievable. So anyway, I'm getting back to the kick, the drum mix bus. Here I go. I'm going into UAD because I love their API 2500. It is my favorite by far on drums. The Waves API 2500 doesn't come anywhere near to this 2500. I like to start with a quick preset because remember, guys, I got an hour to get this thing done, right? You can't hear me right now? Nope. Okay. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. You guys hear me now? You guys hear the microphone, at least? I'm not playing the music, Casey, just so you know. I'm just talking. So you guys can hear me talking? Give me a thumbs up. Check, check. Good? All right, cool. Good. All right, so when I play the music, I'll let you guys know when I'm going to play the music. But first of all, I'm going to set this compressor, okay? So here we go. I'm going to go to this compressor here, the API 2500, and I'm just going to get to a preset real quick just to get me started. I like something like a drum bus is great. Keep the mix at 100. I want the threshold very, like, you know, just kind of leveling things out. I like the knee at about a medium. I don't really like it hard. What's up, Philip? How you doing, bro? Good. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I'm going to get it right into this. The link button, I don't like this being individual. What this means is like, yo, have a compressor on this side and a compressor on this side doing different things. No, I don't want that. I don't want them independent. I want it 100. I want my drums to get glued together. You can use that unlink button when you're using like live drums and you got like cymbals on the right that are just really splashy and you want to kind of bring those down and level things out. You can do that, but not with like trap. No way. Unless you got some really creative weird shit going. But so on the attack, I like it pretty damn slow. I want to set this thing at like 10. Let that kick, those transients come through. I want that punch. So here we go. I'm just going to play this now. I'm muting the microphone. Ready? Okay, just glue. Not doing anything else, getting a little bit of level from it, but it's mainly glue. On the kick and the snare only, I'm going to be sending these to a parallel compressor, okay? So kick and snare, grab both these, go to my send here, and I'm going to go to bus 5, okay? Now on bus 5, I'm going over to bus 5, which it makes a bus aux 5, and we're going to call this drum or DRM P comp, okay? Parallel compression, that's all it is. And here I'm going to go grab the API 2500 again. Surprise, surprise. I'm just going to grab it. Option, click, hold, bring it over, open it up, and I'm going to start with another preset for like a drum smash or crush, drum crush, bam, okay? Mix 100, threshold, I'm going bam, I'm going crazy with this shit. The attack, I want it to attack a little bit harder, a little more aggressive, and I want the knee to be maybe hard, maybe medium, I don't know yet. The tone, I'm going to leave it at medium. I think that's good. Ratio, I'm going to go 6:1, not 4:1. And because I want to smash this shit and I'm going to blend it in, you know what I'm saying? So release, I want to go really fast on that. And output's good, all this stuff. I want to see this meter hitting around like 5 to 7 on this, okay? Maybe even more. I need a mixed beat template and Pro Tools. Yes, we have them. Definitely hit me up and I'll send you a link. But here we go. So I got this, this thing going. Okay, I'm going to grab my kick. Here's my bus. Always send 100% to your parallel and bring the fader down because this fader is then bringing it back into the mix. Make sure, right here, super important. See where it says stereo out? Make sure it's going through our master output, right? Master augs, because we want everything to meet at the master augs. That's the idea, right? So snare, let's go to the snare. Let's go 100% on that parallel compression, and let's just get these things smacking, right? So just P comp coming in. Here it comes. Maybe I should mute the microphone, right? You guys are like hearing like double. Right, so we got some these kicks and stuff kind of snapping now, sounding pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do, I got that parallel compression hitting with the kick and the snare. Now I'm going to start treating this kick a little bit. I want it to be a little bit more pillowy, a little bit more, you know, not as like pointy. It just feels kind of pointy right now to me. So what I'll do is first thing I'm just going to jump into like a fab filter. You could use any EQ for this, okay? You don't need to have fab filter. You don't need to go out and spend, you know, a bunch of money on fab filter. Basically, I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff down here because the more, remember this always, if you want your shit loud, you got to get rid of extra voltage. Anything that's going to be hitting your master bus is going to cause the limiting, all that stuff to start to hit. It's going to take up voltage, which is level, right? Which is clipping, which is gain. It's all gain structuring, right? So here we go. I'm just going to start tweaking this kick drum to get it to be a little more pillowy. I'll probably give it a little more 60 hertz. Like, here I go. I'm muting the microphone. see what that did, guys? Like, you see how dramatic that is? Okay, so another thing I like to do is I like to take my parallel and make sure that I'm shaping this after the UAD, and just simply drag over an EQ, right? And start to shape this as kind of opposite of what your kick's doing. So you're getting more of that punch and more of that mid pillowy stuff with the parallel compression that's filling it out, and you're getting the weight and the low end and the pillow from the actual kick channel, right? So that's what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of get rid of this stuff, and I'm going to bring this up even more. Like, I'll bring it up to like 50, right? Because remember, we need to save voltage, so when we hit the master, we can get louder masters. We can let the 808 just really rumble under it, which I'll show you next. And this is it right here, okay? These are the techniques. I'm showing you guys, giving you guys everything I know, straight up. I'm not holding anything back, all right? So here we go. Now I'm going to bring this in with the parallel, and I'm going to just kind of shape the parallel so that the parallel complements the dry signal. That's the idea, right? And you're not going to need any low end on the snare. That snare is just a little rim, right? So I'll just kick and snare going to this parallel. And we want just like some nice complements. So these things are like doing this, right? They're doing this. They're not doing this. You know, because then this goes to the master bus and it goes and it's just too much. So here we go. I'm going to just show you what this is. Muting my vocal here. Now you guys feeling how that's like warm, it's punchy, it's fat, it's thick. If I turn all this stuff off, you're gonna go back to this kick that's just kind of like pew 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 pew, right? It's like, it's underwhelming, yo. Like, this is trap music. This needs to feel badass. It needs to feel like, yo, I'm a fucking ninja in a club, like, you know, going nuts. You know what I'm saying? You have a mix beat template for Logic, only using Logic? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Nicholas. I got you, dude. I'll send you a link. I'll pop it in the comments after this, okay? And I'll leave this live up so you guys can come back to it. But make sure you guys pick up these kits. These kits are ridiculous. Just Beats on the track. Beat Gang. You guys join the Beat Gang. You're going to get 50% off everything. You'll be able to pitch to opportunities. I'm going to master a beat for you every month. That's what's up. So jump into that. So far we're making this kick really slap. The next thing I want to do is I want to hit it with some compression. I want to fatten it out even more, but I want it to get like some more punch. I like it, you know. DJ Rob Lowe in the motherfucking house. See how I bleeped out the F word for all you guys under 17, NC 17 shit. You could say shit, but you can't say the F word. All right, cool. So we're going into the warm kick, fat, punchy, slap it. I want to slap it. I want to make it a little bit more wet. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to compress a little bit. I'm going to show you some cool shit. All right, so one of my favorite compressors for kick drums is a VCA compressor that is super, super dope. It is in here somewhere. Let me find it. Plug-in Alliance. Bam, bam, bam. By the way, guys, none of these plugins are cracked. This is literally what 17 years of mixing and mastering looks like, collecting plugins, hundreds of thousands of dollars in plugins, sample libraries, etc. So, and I highly recommend you guys buy your plugins. Buy everything, because if you buy shit, you'll actually care about it. You'll make better music. You'll spend more time on it. You start cracking a bunch of shit, you're never going to use it. You'll be like, I don't know, I got that plugin. You won't even be making music. You'll be like, oh, I don't have time to make music. All right, so VSC2 by Vertigo again. Vertigo is such a dope company, by the way. So these guys just make badass plugins. This is just going to make my kick drum slap, you know, like VSM2. I don't know why it just didn't open, but maybe I didn't even click on it like a nerd. But I'm going to go back to this VSC2. I'm sorry, Vertigo. Probably because I said it wrong. It was like, yo, you ain't opening. This is amazing. It's a quad discrete VCA compressor and it smacks. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to open up a quick preset and then I'm going to tweak because we got very limited time. If I didn't have limited time, I'd just set everything myself. But opening up presets is the best way to move fast. Drum punch, bus compression, kick drum fat compression. That sounds about right. Oops. Kick drum fat compression, -6. All right, so I'm going to get into this. All right. Yes, crack shit will fuck up your computer, give it AIDS, and all your kids will die, okay? If you got kids. Maybe your sperm, your potential kids. All right, here it comes. Kick drum fat compression. Here it comes. I'm going to make this kick drum slap even more. You feel me on that? That kick drum is now smacking. It is just like, poof, poof. It's like punch me in the chest, make me throw up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. And I'm going to tweak stuff on the master too, you know? But like, think about this, like your 808, your kick drum, and your vocals are really like what a trap beat is, like what a hip hop urban track is. It's your kick drum, your snare drum, your 808, your vocals. Kick, snare, drums. It's drums and 808s and vocals. 808s, vocals, drums. Everything else is just textures and things flying around. You dig? Like don't get carried away with anything else. Like don't spend 18 hours trying to get your hi-hats to sound good. It's fucking ridiculous. But I do want to show you something to kind of like tame out your hi-hats. All right. So hi-hats, rolly. This is really easy. Okay. Go to. I mean, if you got sound toys, great. You're spoiled like me, right? You're like, oh yeah, I got the decapitator. I'm gonna do some cool shit. You got a DJ Rob Lowe. That's what's up. Nicholas, I bought all the programs, too afraid to use cracked. Amen. That's what's up. All right, so if you got this decapitator, all I'm gonna do here is use the tone knob, and I'm gonna switch between these styles, and I'm gonna find the right vibe for me. Okay? I'm just gonna darken up the hi-hats just a little bit. See, I said I never solo out, but I wanted you guys to hear exactly what that's doing. It's basically taking that really annoying 2K area, and it's just kind of like softening it, which is amazing, right? It just makes it feel so much better. All right, so that's it. That's all I'm gonna do right there. Bam. Just soften out those highs that pierce your fucking face off. All right, so now open hat. I'm gonna do the same thing. Actually, I'm gonna listen to the open hat first. I don't know. I think the open hat's fine. What I will do on this is sometimes I'll go into. This is a really cool tool. Hope you guys pick this up because it's well worth it. The DAW cassette. I go tape quality all the way, head quality all the way, motor quality all the way. I'll leave this on normal or chrome, and then I'll try metal, but I'm gonna try normal for now, and I'm just gonna try to use this to soften out the hi-hat open, but I'm also gonna use this dry wet mix to give it some like flamming kind of like chorusing flanger kind of vibes. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna solo this out just so you guys can hear it. You see how magic that is? Like it fits into the sample better. That's the whole idea. Like your drums need to glue into the track, which brings me to this little perk here. I'm gonna play this for you, and I'm gonna try to lo-fi this out a little bit more too. Soloing this out for you, Casey. So yeah, so right now, guys, like I'm just kind of shaping things and like putting things back and stuff. This sample really, like, I want it to have its own room, because the truth is a vocalist will get on this, and a vocalist, that sample just eat up that whole mid-range, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this this sample kind of tucked into its own room. I'll show you exactly how I do that. Here, all I was doing was I'm trying to give it a little bit more dimension here with, and kind of like keep it balanced and in your face a little bit more. Really, it's like control with the Fairchild. And it's also the tubes, I'm also making it a little wider. This is like unlinking the left and the right, right? So these are off as far as like linking goes. See how they're unlinked here? So you can link them or you can unlink them. And then this is 100%. I would actually mix this in a little bit. Like I'll probably just kind of parallel compress a little bit. And then I'm just like getting a little, pushing the gain on the input so I can hit those tube circuitries. And just giving it some nice color and texture. It's already really dope, but you know, like I want it to fit this mix, right? And then the Pro MB, what I'm doing here is a multi-band. I'm trying to dip out this mid area so that a vocalist would sit in here really well, and it's just kind of like wrapping around a vocalist. Same thing here, just control the low end like crazy, because the 808, the kick drum's gonna take all this, right? So what is your levels you aim for starting? I don't aim for levels, I just use my ear, like straight up. I've just been mixing and mastering for so long that I know exactly what I'm looking for as far as voltage and everything. And you'll see I'll tweak things as I go, right? So as I'm like going to a bus to then the master bus, there's not very many elements in this mix, so I don't really have to like think about a level. I'm just, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But as I go, I'm always paying attention to gain structuring. That's really important. So how hard is it hitting the master? How hard is it hitting everything, right? And I'm trying to take down stuff like this, like the low bottom stuff of this. I don't even need this. Really what I need to do is go into the sample and just straight up like come in with a with an EQ filter and just sweep it out. So Fab Filter is one of my favorites for this. Just getting that bottom, it just does such a great job with this stuff. I'll just go to like 24 dB octave, and then I'll come up to like 60 or even more, right? Because there's nothing down there but shit, right? So here it is. I'm gonna unmute this and let you, or mute my microphone and let you hear it. Now just pay attention to what that does for the kick drum, the 808, but also your levels as it's hitting all the master, the compression, etc. You really want to utilize this stuff. It's super important that you spare every little single half tenth step of dB to get the levels you want as a mastering engineer. But yeah, get rid of the bullshit if you don't need it in the sample, especially like, look, this starts out right away with the 808 at the beginning, right? So if you listen right here, it's like you already got an 808 and a kick taking the bottom. You don't need this having a bunch of like weird phasey low end voltage that's going to hit your compressors and stuff. So yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a little bit of a room, and you'll see how I do that. And then I'm going to work this 808 to get it to glue and hit a lot harder, because it needs more sub. I need to fill it. It needs to like rumble, right? So, and then I'm going to adjust, tweak, I'm going to make that master, and I'm going to bounce. So check it out. right, you guys, I'm just gonna like undo all the plugins I just did on this sample, and I'm gonna A/B it for you. And I want you to realize with every single track you ever mix and master, put out any beat, if you want a rapper, an artist, a singer, a big time person to jump on your track, or even the small town dude to jump on your track, anyone to jump on your track, stop making your samples the star and start making the fucking artist the star, right? Like, give the artist room. If an artist gets on this, you cannot have a sample right here and then a vocal right here and then everything right here. Like, you have to give space. It's why I started to soften out the hi-hats and stuff, because they're taking up top end, and the vocalist takes up the top end. You know, a C800 Sony C800 microphone's going to give you a nice sheen on the top end. A Neve 1073, they're going to boost the top end. They want the rapper to sound cutty. You know, the Drake sound, top end, top end, top end. The vocalist is going to be the star. Let them be the star. And if you want to make pop records, you want to make big records, you have to always think about the vocalist. You always have to envision that in your mind. From conception of the beat, like to where like the kick drum, the 808 sitting, to the sample, to everything you lay in there. Your production is secondary. Your production should have in mind the vocalist, and it should be something that you're putting a glove on the vocalist, right? You're giving them a really nice jacket that they feel doper with. You don't give them, you know, go put them in a closet. Like, you don't put them in a closet. You don't say, yo, my closet's really dope. It's got all this dope shit in it. Go get in it. You got to like give them a great jacket to wrap them in it to make them shine, right? So always think about where the space is of things, right? From front to back, top to bottom, right? Side to side, everything. You got to think about this stuff, and you got to keep it in mind as you're mixing and mastering. Okay, so I got literally 15 more minutes, so I'm just going to finish this off. If I didn't have just 15 minutes, I would spend a little more time with dimension and reverbs and delays. Like, for example, like I'd let the snare kind of have a little reverb. And let's see if I could do this all in 15 minutes, but it's going to be tough, right? So you can see the sample. I'm going to A/B it for you with the plugins on and off and the parallel stuff and the sends and all this stuff, right? I want to show you what I've done so you can really understand. And if you're not wearing headphones or you're not in a studio environment, you have no idea what's going on. Maybe you're wearing ear pods. Like, I want you to really hear this and feel this. This is what a mix is about. This is the art of mixing and mastering, okay? So I'm going to mute it, I'm going to A/B it, and I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Hey, you guys liking this stuff? Like, give me some thumbs up, give me some love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of people like, Nicholas, you just keep asking me for shit, man. Like, I'm trying to give you shit right now, dude. Hey, you got templates, you got beat stuff, you got this, you got that for me? Like, dude, I'm trying to give you gems here. Like, you taking notes? I'm gonna teach you some stuff I know, man. Like, I've been doing this for 17 years. I've mixed G-Eazy records, like 3 of them. I've produced on a bunch of stuff. I've worked on Lego Movie, Thor Ragnarok, you know, Grammy, Oscar-nominated stuff. Like, if this isn't helpful for you, like, see ya. Like, here it comes. y'all are giving so much love. I really, really appreciate that. So do you hear how intensely, like, this shit is like night and day, right? The sample opens up, it has its own world. And the next thing I would do if I really wanted to like push it even further is I'd send it again to another reverb that's going to just give me a little bit more tail. And it'll just give me just a little tail. Like, I don't really want a whole lot of tail. It's just like giving more dimension, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to make sure that this is going to my master bus. But is this helpful for you guys? You guys liking this shit? Like, I really want you guys to learn stuff from this and like see this process. Like, this is super important. Like, if you understand this process, you understand how to make records, not just like throwing shit out beats that nobody wants, you know? Like, you want to make the beats, get the sounds first. Like, you know, this all started because, dude, my guy Mo House in here, he was asking me, yo, do you have like anything where you set up a Logic beat and you show the routing and the mixing and stuff? And I said, dude, I'm gonna fucking do a live for you and I'm gonna mix and master a beat on the spot. Is that cool? He was like, dude, that's awesome. But like, dude, this starts from that because he showed me his beats and I'm like, yo, like, the mixes and the sounds, like, you have to start with the sounds, right, guys? Like if you don't start with great sounds and textures and things that like sound great together already, you're never gonna get to a point where you have a record that's like timeless or even has like an idea behind it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really think about like, what sounds are you using? What textures? Does this need a guitar? You know what I'm saying? Like Mo, your sounds you're not starting with good sounds. Like, your kick drums and the samples you're choosing are not right. You know, like, that's why we made all these sound packs. Like, these are all from our sound packs. Like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks, dude. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's not many tracks here, and I'm trying to make this huge and a whole world for it. So, yeah, send me beats. I'll tell you if they're good or bad. But I do reviews every Sunday on Facebook Live where people show their tracks. I'll review them live on Facebook. So I'm gonna save this real quick. I'm gonna finish this off. Give this reverb 808. I mean, I could keep going more layers and more layers down the onion and just make this even doper, right? But I'm gonna show you these last things before I get out of here. Hey, and seriously, I appreciate all the love, guys. Like, if this is helpful, you know someone that would like this, like, tag them, share this on your timeline, like, help people out. That's what this is about. This is free. I'm not charging you guys to like sit here and mix and master this beat, you know? Like, I want you guys to get information out of this. I want you to grow and learn from it. That's the whole idea. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a reverb to darken stuff, right? So because this splashy thing that I did, the Cooper Time Cube, is kind of like bright. It's kind of bright because of this. I'm going to bring that down a little bit, but I'm also going to just like use a reverb for EQ as well. So all I got to do is like, I'm going to come in here, grab my Valhalla. I think like a vintage verb is just incredible. This is such an incredible plugin. And then I can go to like, let's see, Sanctuary I think is really cool. We can do like a like vocal spread or like a spacious vocal, something like that. Let's try this out. Let's go 100% mix. You see the decay here? It's 40 milliseconds. It's literally right where you can hear the splash. I'm just going to bring this up to about 1, right? Just 1 second of like fall. Okay, let's see what that does. Sorry, I had my mic unmuted, so you're going to hear it sounds like crazy. So I'm going to mute my mic and play that again. And I'm just going to turn off the bus 6 and bus 7 sends, okay, right here. I'm going to turn these on and off so you can hear the difference, okay? Just really pay attention to what it's doing to depth and to width and like fullness of the track, right? Just listen. right, you guys feel that? Like, do you feel dimension? Do you feel like you're starting to get into space a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibe that this track gives me. And I would go even further with it as far as like making things spacey. What I would do is I'd duplicate this, right? I would duplicate this track completely. I would then like throw like you know, get rid of all these. I would like, you know, get the mid, like low mids. Like here, I'll show you. I'll just give you a really quick thing here. I'm just gonna reset the channel strip. So if you go here, you can just go to reset channel strip. And this will be its own thing, right? Like my own sample. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna grab a Q3. And what I would do is I'd go in here and go, okay, I'm gonna take this. Like I'm just trying to show you guys, I'm trying to give you so much game right now, you know, like I want you guys to get all this completely free. I'd go down to like 700 hertz here. And I'd get up here and I'd go like to like, I mean, I'm just showing you starting points because I have to kind of like talk and then mix. I can't talk and mix at the same time with this setup. So here I'm going to bring this all the way up to like 100, right? Something like that. So this here, I'm just showing you this area. Okay. And like, let's just listen to that soloed and I'll show you what that sounds like. Okay, now what I would do is I would have this under the sample how it is, and just to give it like this fullness, but I would like start to give it some vibe, right? Like for example, I would go in here and find Excellent Audio. Retro Color is a great plugin for this. There's plenty of plugins you can use for this stuff, but I'll go into like space, right? And I'll find like a that, and then I got the wobble here, bring that up, take the noise, turn it off. I don't need noise. Don't need distortion, but sometimes it's kind of cool to bring in some distortion as color. We'll solo this and I'll kind of tweak this a little bit. Okay, now let me start bringing this in. It's going to be a really cool like fullness that happens. All right, now I'm going to show you how to get this 808 to really start sitting right, because it's just not sitting right for me. It also needs like a little bit more vibe, a little more bite, translation to smaller speakers, etc. So here we go. I'm gonna get this thing going. You guys liking this? I'm just flowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a big part of mixing and mastering. It's like flowing. It's like I'm shaping this 808. So if you like this, show some love. Here it comes. I'm pretty happy with that for a little over an hour, right? Like I think that's kind of a wrap for me. I mean, there's a few little tweaks I would do. Like I would add some more space and verb to like the drums and stuff. I might even you know, just kind of finagle those a little bit more to help them like sit and ride better. Like compressing the snare a little bit more so it doesn't like you know, pop out too much. But hopefully you guys learned a lot from this. You guys got to get these packs. They're like the starting point to making hit records, like straight up if you're making this style of music. We have 3 different packs. One of them is like very much in this dark trap realm. One of them's more in like R&B pop kind of vibes. The kit that we have is the Fly High drum kit, and all these drums are from that kit. And we also have many more drums in that. There's 10 extra loops in that kit as well. But yeah, it's all in the description. You guys go grab the free pack. It's completely free. Some of you guys have been like following along and like you're like all into this shit, and like I'm super proud of you guys. Like just keep on learning, keep on digging into this stuff. I know I got a lot of plugins. I got a lot of stuff to mess with. You don't need all these plugins. You just need to know how to work the plugins you already have. But yeah, like I just get this thing as loud and as knocking as possible. I'm just trying to get, like, if you hear the before and after, which I'll make a bounce real quick so you guys can hear that. And you guys can just kind of compare. But this is the finale here. I'm just going to bounce this out. I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to A-B it against what we had, and you guys can check it out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. Seriously. You guys are killing it. Like, I got like 309 hearts on here, 670 likes. You guys are killing it. I love that. Like, that's what it's about. That is why I do it, you know? Like, you guys learn some stuff. Keep it running it up, you know? Like, that's what I need. I need more people to see this stuff, learn this stuff, and make better music. I'm tired of shit music, you know? I'm tired of crappy mixes going out. I'm tired of people just, like, pooping out tracks. It's like, I made 50 beats today. Yeah, but none of them sound good. None of them sound like records. So make your shit sound like records. You'll be a lot happier. Artists will be happier. You'll get more placements. You'll get more sync licensing opportunities. You'll make a lot more money. By taking the time, spending the time learning this, dissect this, go back on this live and watch it again and again and again and again, and just like take notes. Like, yo, that's what he's doing. He's taking the 808, he's making sure all the voltage isn't hitting the master so he can get more level out of everything. You know, these are all techniques. I really want you guys to learn these things. And I did this because Mo, you inspired me. Mo House, go follow Mo. He's the man. And yeah, go grab those sample packs. But I'm going to make this bounce. I'm going to A-B it for you guys. And then I'm going to get out of your hair. All right? Seriously, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Like, I really like hope this stuff helps. It's awesome that you guys like are that much into this as I am, that you can sit through this for over an hour and watch me mix and master and show you kind of the techniques to get more level. You know, we went like step by step in depth with mixing beats. We have a beat course. It's $20. If you haven't picked that up, like, go get that right now. If you guys want a link to that, let me know. Like, that is just invaluable. It's in Pro Tools. So if you use Pro Tools and you need mixing and mastering a beat, or vocal mixing and mastering in Pro Tools, my partner, longtime partner and producer, super talented guy, Kevin KDE, he's like done these 2 courses, and they're amazing, and they're $20, and they're easily going to make you $100, $500, $600, you know, just in knowing this knowledge. So highly recommend those packages. Go get them. Go get the kits. Start making better music. Like, watch this. Take these kits, put them in, make beats, and then mix them like this, master them like this, and share your shit with me. Like, really, I want to hear your stuff, and I want to critique it. And every Sunday I get on here. Tomorrow I'm going to get on here and I'm going to critique people's music. I'll do a live just like this where I'll play people's records and I'll show you, like, tell you like what's wrong with it, what I think could be improved, etc. And I mainly do mixes with like full records, right? Vocals, everything. But like beat mixing is so much fun because there's like no limits. Like, you can do whatever you want with it. You can get tons of volume. It's amazing, right? So I'm just gonna pop in the other one, and we're just gonna A/B where we ended up and where it was, And I just want you guys to really pay attention to like how much more I got out of this track than like what was given me. You know, like this stuff was just like, yeah, here you go, here's the track, it's got 7 stems. I want you to like really like pay attention to like, wow, you can do a lot with mixing and mastering. Holy crap. Like take this thing and look, it's still got dynamics. It's not like it's not crunched to the wall, you know. Like you can crunch it to the wall, but you're not going to get it to slap, you know. So just wanted to show you guys this stuff. I'm going to master augs. I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to turn off all the plugins. It's going to be probably a lot easier in the mixer here. So I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to show you guys what we started with. You know, just literally just the stems, you know. I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I'm just going to do this the knucklehead way and just turn everything off one by one. At least like in Logic, you could just swipe down, you know, click, hold, and swipe down to turn off stuff. That's amazing. But see, like I did all this in a little over an hour. Of course, I've been doing this for a very long time, but that's not to say that you guys can't use these techniques and start getting way better and faster at mixing, you know. Any info on licensing, for sure. If you join the Beat Gang, which is basically like our like producer collab group, Facebook private group, etc., you're able to pitch through us for sync licensing on TV, commercials, films, and our publisher network, all the people we work with. So I highly recommend that. And the buy-in is a little bit high, but it's well worth it. You get one sync, you're gonna pay it off 10 times over. So I'll that's in that loop kit. I'll send you a link to go directly to that, Casey, so you can check it out. I mean, it's up to you if you want to join or anything, but I highly recommend you do. As far as like this stuff goes, like I sync a lot of stuff. I've made 4 commercials for Lexus. I've done McDonald's commercials where I've sang on them. I've done the voiceover for them, all the music for them. I've done Microsoft commercials, Nike commercials. I mean, you name it, dude. I've done it. Like Listerine commercials, like straight up. Tons of commercials, tons of TV stuff. I just signed a publishing deal with one of my partners, and we're doing a 5-song EP where I'm singing, writing, producing on it, mixing, mastering the whole bag. It had an advance of $5,000. Like, you know, like there's tons of opportunities out there, man. So just hit me up and I'll get you that info so you can kind of get rolling with us. But yeah, I'm gonna play this back to back. I want you guys to really listen to this. I'm gonna mute my microphone, and first thing I'm gonna play is the mastered version, and then I'm just going to mute that and I'm gonna play the rest of it. Okay, so here it comes. Now where we started, here it is. You guys ready for this? It's gonna be kind of dramatic, I'm sure. there you have it, gents. And I don't know if we have any ladies in here, but I'd say ladies and gents, but I think it's just dudes. Just a bunch of dudes that want to make dope tracks, right? Hey, thanks so much, guys. Show more love, spread the word, help your friends, get some packs, get some lessons. Like, that's what this is about. This one's free. Like, go back on it, listen to it, watch the tutorial. I would tighten things up. The things I would change is I'd probably lessen up a little bit on the reverb on a lot of this stuff. And if I had more time, right, if I was going to go back and like really finagle this and make it perfect, I would take down the reverbs a little bit, and I would kind of take that mid-range area and kind of look at that. But yeah, man, like this is the game. You guys can't drop stuff like this, give beats away like this that are really valuable to artists, like especially big artists or sync licensing opportunities. They're not going to fuck with you. I'm sorry. Like they're, you know, if I can do this in an hour, you know, and there's millions of people like me that can do this in an hour, then and you can't, like, you just won't compete. So learn these skills, keep running those. Hey, run those hearts up, get them to 1,000. let's see if we can get the thumbs up to 1,000. That'd be awesome. That's all I really want, is just thumbs up and hearts to 1,000. I'd be like, thank you. I don't need any money, I don't need anything else. I just want thumbs and hearts, guys. But no, seriously, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions about this stuff, you know, drop some questions in here. I'm gonna just like, oh, Christina's in here. What's up, Christina? So we're mixing and mastering a record for Christina. Hyped to get into it, Christina. Really excited to get into that. It's actually getting edited and put together right now. The session is, so I should have that back by probably by Monday, and I'll get into the mix and master. So I'm really excited about it. Great singing, Christina. Love it. Keep running the hearts and the likes up. I love you guys so much. Like, really appreciate you guys tuning in. This was really to help you guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing this to help you guys learn what this industry requires. And it's not going to get easier, so you got to keep your head down. You got to really, really focus on learning this stuff. Get all the tutorials. Spend, you know, hundreds, thousands of dollars on learning and on you. Invest in you first before you invest in any plugins, any gear, any other thing. Don't worry about that. Learn the skills, learn these processes. If you learn these processes, you'll multiply your money by 300%, no problem. I guarantee that. The biggest investment I think I've ever made was in myself, my education. You guys are going to do it. You're going to do it. 975. Go, go, go. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Oh, we're going. We're almost there. Yes, 1,000. Now I can tell my children, you know, one day I got over 1,000 thumbs up on Facebook Live. You dig? But yeah, seriously, guys, I got to get going because I actually have to do a poll for Lincoln, the car company. So yeah, Casey, I'm going to send you that information. I get library polls and sync licensing opportunities every single day. I am blessed. I've worked my ass off. I'm in the Hollywood Hills. This is my studio here. I got a studio in the media district, and we are trying to grow and expand and get like-minded people on the team. You guys see me sending out emails every day. I do that by hand every day. I'm trying to tell you guys my story and keep you guys going, like truly. So that's why we make all these products. We do not make money off these. They all break even for us, but we're starting to expand our network, and that's what's really important to me, is be able to help a lot more people get better music out there. And yeah, like, hope you guys learn all this stuff and get to work. Get to work. Coronavirus out. Happy Corona session. Love it. Thanks, man. Hey, appreciate it, Nicholas. You guys, thank you so much. Seriously. Tomorrow I'll do a little song review on Facebook Live. I'll post a review. If you're not on our mailing list, it's going to be really hard to keep up with this stuff for you. So jump on our mailing list and you'll get a reminder. But basically, I'm going to do a Facebook Live where you can drop links to your music, SoundCloud, YouTube. I like SoundCloud or YouTube, but you know, like links to your music where I can listen to them. I'll listen in the studio just like this. I'll give you notes on your records live on Facebook. So make sure you get into that. You guys are still giving the love. I love it. We're almost to 1,000 on the hearts. Incredible. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm out of here. I gotta go get some, gotta go make some money with some licensing and shit. So appreciate you guys. And who wants to jump on this beat? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. All right, peace. Hey, you got it, Rob Lowe. No problem, dude. You guys are so welcome. All right, I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace out.